Dr. Owusu Ocho is Dr. O for the 804 as the premier knee and hip shoulder sports surgeon in Virginia. I would like to remind you that health equals power. Sports build and uplift communities, nothing else can. The mission of sports medicine is to keep athletes of all ages and levels at the top of their game. Dr. O is located at Ortho, Virginia, Schrader Road office location. Appointments can be scheduled online at orthovirginia.com or by calling 804-939-6688. You can follow Dr. O on Instagram at Dr. O _ for the 804 and uplifting educational content about sports health.
I'm Coach Rick Stockel. I am co-owner of Newman & Dunn Real Estate here in Central Virginia, as well as I am a high school boys basketball coach at Monacan High School. I've sold over 1,300 homes here in Central Virginia, and I would love to work with you and your family in your home buying needs. I am a proud primary sponsor of Ballin in Virginia, and I hope you enjoy this show.
Yeah, man, I appreciate Rick Stockel for sponsoring the show today. He's a great guy, great coach, great realtor here in Virginia. Make sure you give him a call or check out his website over at rickstockel.com if you're looking for any homes in Virginia. Thanks again, and let's get into this episode.
Welcome to another episode of BallinVA. Today, man, I got one of the young guns in here, man. One of the young brothers out here, man, that's doing his thing. You know, he had his own podcast, man. He came up with my man, Jamar Abrams from Highland Springs. And I thought that it was just best to get him in here, man, because he's doing so much stuff, man. He got Scoop Hoops training. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff, man. And he's just a good dude, man. One of the most genuine dudes around here. Y'all know it when y'all see it. Y'all, I'm sure this one going to do great. Matter of fact, I ain't sure, I know it is, man, because he's one of the most respected, low-key brothers around here that's doing this basketball thing. Today, I want to introduce my man, Anthony Scoops Ervin. What's going on, bro?
Not much, how everything.
It's good, man. I'm glad to get you in here, man. I had to send you that invite, man. And I was like, I said, man, you know what? I got to get Scoop in here. And I had you on the list. But I said the timing is when I want to kind of get you in here.
Right.
And I think right now, man, it's best with everything going on, man. So, you know, when did it all start for you, Scoop? Like, talk to us where you started from, where you like, who put the ball in your hand? When did it all start?
Man, my dad, for real, my dad put the ball in my hand, but my older brother, he played at Bird.
Mm-hmm.
And back when, it was all started like Hopkins Association.
Okay.
My dad was coaching those guys back in the day, and I used to go to practice with them all the time. But he used to put a ball in my hand, basically wouldn't let me, if I dribbled the ball on the court, basically he made me stay home with my mom a lot of times.
Okay.
So that was like the rule when I was going to practice with my dad, with my brother, when he was playing association. Mm-hmm. And then like, my brother go to the park at Iron Bridge, and I'll go with my dad and him. I'm trying to shoot the ball in a bigger court, and while they'll work on their game, whatever, and go like that. Where later on that led me to playing basketball at Hopkins. I played baseball first. I was really a baseball guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I stopped playing about ninth grade.
Why?
Uh-huh. Truth be told, I was playing Little League in Central Chesterfield.
Okay.
We moved to the Manchester area. So I was supposed to go to Bird.
Yeah, I was going to say you were the Manchester.
Yeah. I was supposed to go to Bird. And I got cut, the last cut for baseball, because I was in basketball season. So I didn't go to any workouts, nothing. But the coach, I guess they made a call around, and he tried to bring me back to like give me another chance.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, nah. And my pops was pissed. So I took basketball serious around that time in like ninth grade.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when I really locked in with basketball. I played AAU coming up, played Richmond Metro Gold.
Okay.
God Bush was my coach.
Okay.
And then I had Bob Foley, Louise Foley, coaches like that kind of impacted my game real early. In two different styles of basketball.
Yeah.
Which really paid off because I could play the fast-paced game and the fundamental game. So things I hated, I thought I hated at the time, I ended up learning and like embracing it, and it helped me out in the long run. And leading up to that, I ended up playing at Bailey Bridge Middle School. Then I went to Manchester High School, played there. Then after Manchester High School, I went to 4-year military academy for 2 years, playing under legendary Coach Eric. And then I ended up going to St. Francis, PA University. I got recruited by Rob Krimmel. That was my recruiter. Don Friday was the head coach then, but ended up being Rob Krimmel to finish that up for me.
Man, I you know what? I don't know why I thought you had I had no idea that you started playing basketball so late.
I played. It started when I was younger, but truth be told, I really focused more on baseball than I did basketball. Like basketball, I grew up in the same neighborhood, so myself, Tyrese Rice, guys like that grew up in the same neighborhood. So playing outside, seeing guys like that and Sally, he used to be running all the time. Playing against those guys, being the youngest, I was the baby out of all those guys. Because my dad always played me playing up. So I never played my age group. I always played a year higher than me. Okay. So Devin Johnson, Dontrell,
all those guys. Man.
All those guys were a year older than me.
Okay.
So I always played association with those guys. I didn't play with my age bracket.
Man, you would, like I said, because you've always, I'm looking at you now, your statue is more of a baseball player.
Yeah, I was a pitcher in center field.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's where the money at, right, Scoop?
Yeah. I think that's when my dad was pissed. I knew I was going to be 6'4", being a pitcher, left-hand pitcher at that. And I was very passionate about that. But, I still made something out of basketball where
you have.
I have no regrets, no complaints about that.
Man, let me tell you something. I remember because you came up in the Rozelle era.
That's my teammate.
Yep. Brandon and Jamal and Jay. And when you was at Manchester, man, you was doing your thing. As my nephew was at Monacan.
Okay.
And he wasn't player like that. He was more of a track guy, but he was on the team.
Yeah.
And that's why I used to go to games and stuff like that. He was there with Sean Armstrong and all those guys. So I used to watch you. And I was just like, man, you used to put up some numbers.
Yeah.
And but like I said, y'all didn't have much outside of that,
Yeah. Just me and Earl G.
You were Earl G.
Yeah. But it's crazy. Bradford Burgess actually was still there with us. He was younger than us though. And he ended up transferring out to the Benedictine. But but people don't know the reason why, myself and Earl G was successful at Manchester was because every Monday night we actually would do a play against grown men. Like every Monday night, no matter what was going on in season, we didn't have a game, practice, whatever. His dad always have us go shoot free throws, get a lot of shots up early, and then play against the older men. So my brother was still playing. So my brother was like my first trainer. Like my first, I didn't have a trainer. That was my brother. Like my brother legit was like teach me everything he knew plus more. And at the time I hated it, but you know what I'm saying, my brother seen a lot in me where I didn't see in myself. And the time and sacrifice he made for me, doing that for me. And on top of my dad and my mom, all them buying into everything that I wanted to do, and pushing me with good and bad days. That helped me to do what I had to do.
I was gonna say, so that kind of put you into that training mode once you kind of finished with everything. Did you want to go overseas to play basketball when you after college? Or what?
Yeah, I had some opportunities to go. Later on, I ended up going on a tour. I played in China for a little bit, but that was like something really short. It was nothing crazy. I played semi-pro. And the reason why I stopped playing was because during that time frame of playing and transitioning to training, I had a group of kids that I started working with, and I felt that same love from hooping what I did with training. And that's why I really made the decision to stop chasing it. I think I was right there to go get it, but it wasn't hard for me to stop playing. Yeah, because truth be told, I gave everything I had. So I don't, that's in the past of me. So that's why I'm able to share my knowledge and help kids, anybody to be, truth be told, because I don't have a regret for not playing. I don't.
That is so rare, man, because everybody is either chasing to go overseas, you know, to play pro ball.
Right.
Let's just say that. Let's just say pro ball, whether it's overseas or NBA or WNBA, into coaching. So you just walked away from it just like that.
Yeah, which is crazy because I started coaching like 2014, a year out of school. I started helping Team Richmond at the time, and I remember, I don't know if it was like 2016, 17, but I actually got offered a Division I job to go coach as a Division I coach at my alma mater, and because I had during that time with me developing kids and helping kids in the area, it was a tough decision because I could have left the Division I coach, but I actually got on the phone with the coach and told him like, you know, my passion right now is really helping the kids that I have right now to get them in school.
Wow.
So I gave up not going to coach in college to really focus on getting these kids that I had in front of me to get them an opportunity to go reach what I did and plus more. So that's what I did.
So you didn't chase the bag.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to coach at the NCAA Division I level. You gave that up.
Yeah.
And you actually decided to stay here in Richmond.
Yeah.
To actually, man, I don't find nothing wrong with it, man, but that is very rare, man. You really have a gift, man, because this is how I see it, and this is why I say that. A man once told me that when you plant a seed in somebody else's life, expect the harvest to grow in yours.
Right.
And for you to kind of push something aside where you could have probably been in a better financial state, and I'm not saying I don't know what financial state that you're in,
right,
but I'm just saying, but a lot of people to turn down to coach on that level or to play on that level, which you played at the level, but to not do that man, that's big time, bro. Because this day and age, in the .com era and everything like that, it's all about what you see in out front.
Yeah.
And I know that you've never been a person that, even when I watched you play, you wasn't a show me up type of guy. You know, I felt like you and Earl was one of the best scored duos around here that don't get talked about. But again, y'all was overshadowed.
We was number one.
Oh, right.
Don't let people forget that.
Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it. Yeah. I think y'all were leading the area in scoring.
Yeah, and I led the region in scoring my junior year with 28 points. He was third, and then my senior year he led it 1 and I was 2.
Yeah, y'all was putting in some work, man. Yeah. But again, as I said, it was overshadowed because of what Howard Springs had.
Yeah, they had a mob, like those guys. They was good.
Yeah,
they was good. You know, so.
And then being in Manchester, Chesterfield, you know, y'all didn't have that play on that stage.
No, I mean we ended up playing them because back then that's when it was AAA basketball. So we ended up playing the guys from across town. You know what I'm saying? So.
But what I'm saying is like I'll give you an example. Megan, I'm gonna use Megan Walker as an example. Yeah. Megan Walker is more Chesterfield known, but not Richmond known.
Which is crazy,
right?
Yeah.
Armando Baycott is more of Richmond known. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and what I'm saying is like,
I feel like those two alone, I think they're both known everywhere, nationally too.
But a lot of people around here don't really know Megan like talking about. They don't.
Which is crazy because, like I said earlier, young hoopers that come up, they should be doing their homework on people that come before them.
Right.
Because if you don't do your homework for people before you, how do you know to get to that stage, or how do you know what they did or what they sacrificed or what their parents sacrificed to get them in that position?
They don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. And I feel like, because everybody feel like their kid is up next. You should feel that way about your kid. But how many people like really like tap in and ask Mondo parents you know, what sacrifice they did with him, what he had to do to get where he got to. I remember seeing him at Trinity when he was like a little chubby little kid.
Yep.
And I remember he was barely playing.
Yep.
And
you remember?
I remember watching. I'm like, yo, that kid gonna be good. But like seeing his growth throughout the years and seeing how much time his dad puts in with him, seeing his little brother come up, like seeing how much time these people put in, seeing the time Megan was with Dave Anderson for so long, seeing how much time people don't know Megan played softball.
I never knew that.
Yeah, so Megan, that's because I met Megan come out of college, and I was working with her too with Dave at Foundation. So
okay. Shout out to those guys.
Yeah,
Dave,
great people.
Mondo, Megan.
Great people. So it's like people don't understand that how much time these kids put in, and how much time these parents sacrifice money, traveling their own time to do these for these kids. And it's like if people don't know who they are, they should, because you're from the same time. They're literally from here, from the 804. If you don't know who they are, then I think you should do your research and find out who these people are.
It's crazy because if Mondo walk into the gym, everybody's gonna know who he is. If Megan walk into the gym, let's just say, like I saw her at the Love Day this summer.
Yeah.
People didn't even know who she was.
Right. Okay.
They just didn't, and I was like, so I said, that's Megan Walker.
Right.
Who is she?
I
was like, like what? But I understand both sides because again, with Mondo, Trinity, when Mondo was playing, Trinity was playing a lot of different people. Monacan was primarily playing in Chesterfield. You didn't really see Monacan except for the one time they played Highland Springs, and that was the one time when she was in 10th grade. If you was really in Chesterfield, you didn't really know her. Like Sydney Archie. People didn't know who Sydney was.
Right.
And I was like, to me, Sydney was a much better basketball player. She just had that it factor than what Megan had. Megan was a more skillful basketball player. That's just me and my personal opinion. When they was coming up through from middle school to high school, and then when they got to high school, that's where Sydney kind of, her injuries kind of got the best of her, and Megan just took off.
Yeah, Megan mindset totally different.
Right.
She got it done.
So but while we on that, I'm gonna go back to you. But while we on that, why do you think that she hasn't sustained in the WNBA right now?
Just time. Just time.
Timing.
She gonna be alright. She having a good season overseas. She know what she's supposed to do. She bet on herself, and she's going whatever for her is gonna be for her. She's happy. So you can ask for. Yeah, everybody want to be, top of the top, but she has touched that. Some people have never touched that. So regardless how long you stay in there, at the end of the day, she has that on her resume, and she worked hard to get to that point, and she still does to this day.
Do you think that she'll get back in there where this time? Because I know WNBA is not the NBA.
Nah, she definitely will. I mean, it's just the time. She gonna get there when she need to get there. I've been fortunate to work with her, coming home and stuff like that, and she definitely will get there. She just had a real good game, I think, the other day.
She's in Turkey, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. She had a real good game. So all you can ask for, is for her to keep being consistent with what she's doing now. Sometimes you gotta get away and then come back. And that's what she's doing.
Okay.
She's doing a great job doing that.
Good. We hoping that happens, man. Because like I said, we was pushing, and just like I said, just to kind of see it, just just like, man, I was like, I don't know if it was fit or whether it was work ethic, and you just don't know.
Work crazy. She worked hard. It's just it's not as like the NBA. It's just a shorter. Like they don't get paid the way people get paid.
No, they don't.
But you never know. Sometimes the coaches, sometimes fit, sometimes it's different type of stuff. You never know. But I know for sure that she's out here working. So.
Yeah. There's no problem with that, man. Like I said, I just wanted to know because we haven't really seen much of her, and for me, just to kind of see her go from team to team to team, and I think in New York they didn't really utilize her at all. I know she was dealing with COVID, and I felt like when she got out there with Taurasi, it was like a lot of like people, Taurasi, BG, Diggins, Kia Nurse, and I was just like, man, she could probably learn a lot from them. And then when they traded her from Atlanta, I was like, man, I said, like, what's the deal? You know,
all those things are out of her control. She controls them. She can control them, and that's been her main focus this whole time.
But body language to me just looks like, you know, just kind of look. And I know in that business, you just hear, man, you know, it's a business, and you kind of move around, and you can kind of get defeated and stuff like that, which I would never be able to. Even never imagine on that level, but like I said, she made it. And I just kind of just kind of wondered because you work closely with her, so I thought why I had you in here, I thought I would ask.
She made it. She gonna get back, but she's doing what she need to do now. Like I always tell her, keep control, you can control, and that's what she's doing.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question: do you like coaching better, or do you like training better?
I think it's a balance.
If you had to pick one. If you had to pick one, what would you pick? If you had to pick one, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but
nah, I mean, ain't no spot. I feel like, you know, coaching, you do a lot in a system. Depends on what the culture is. Development, you know, you are able to grow somebody's game. And I really like development. Or like coaching, that's a hard question to answer because for me, they go hand in hand. Because with development, I'm still coaching you, I'm still teaching you, not just on the court but off the court. You know, as a coach, you do the same thing. Like I'm helping you see what you may not see on the court, but also off the court. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. It may not be nothing with basketball. It may be something at your house, school, girls, whatever it may be. I'm still trying to help you out on that.
A lot of coaches these days, you don't see that, no. And that's why I say you're very rare because, you know, and I put you in the category with Coach Boone and Kennard, boys over there at Verona, and I told them, and when they was on the show, and I said, man, we need more coaches that actually played the game, that, you know, to kind of go back to their alma maters or just given an opportunity, because a lot of times around here, they don't have that opportunity. So when you see, and then I had the Highland Springs guys, had Coach Tennyson on there, and he said that I wanted my guys, people that played at Highland Springs, you know, you over there, James River, you know, and I had, who else I had in here? Monica Coach Spellsberg had him in here. And I just think it's much different when you have somebody that can play the game versus having these coaches that claim they played or didn't play, and then they can't relate to the player. And then that kid doesn't get that success or that development or whatever it is they need. And I think that's kind of missing. You know, what do you have to say kind of about that?
I feel like, it's a balance. I've been with coaches who didn't play, they play for fun, but they're great X and O guys. And then you have coaches on your staff that play, so they're able to work together to get the success they need. I feel like even if you played on me, you can coach. Like, because it's a different feeling. It's different when you have to stand on something that you're calling, or I call this play. How you know it's gonna work?
Right.
Are you okay with it if it doesn't work? A lot of guys, anybody can coach and tell you go here, go here, go here.
Right.
When you got an X and O, draw something up, or even just pick on the weakest link on the other team. Do you know how to get to that? You know, I feel like now when you have two different sides, you have an X and O guy who feel like, oh, it should work, but you're like, yo, he's not gonna work because the defense is doing this. Because now you have the instinct of from playing, and as you being a player, you're gonna be like, coach, I don't know if that's gonna work.
Right.
And then y'all should have a let me see, like a good relationship where y'all can talk about that and be okay with having a disagreement.
Right.
Coaches I have coached with, we can literally sit down and have a disagreement and be just fine. But because we know at the end of the day, it's for the kids. We understand that we want success, and our only success comes from what these kids do and how much time they put in for us and what we do for them as well. So we try to put them in positions to be successful.
Would you like to be a head coach one day?
For sure. I feel like if the opportunity comes, you know.
The opportunity, nobody's ever offered you an opportunity yet?
Nah.
You're gonna let the kid out the bag, man. I'm surprised that they haven't.
I had a lot of coaches ask me to come on their staff.
Well, I see that. I see that.
Nah, not a head coaching job. I don't know. One day, we'll see.
What y'all waiting on, people? Y'all, I know some of y'all coaches gonna be looking at why y'all haven't offered this man a job yet.
Nah, when it comes, man. I have big dreams I want to do. You know, but right now, I'm here to help kids, man. Just help boys and girls, man, get to where they want to get to.
With that, let me ask you this question: if you say, for instance, an opportunity comes up for a head coaching job, would that interfere with your training and development?
I mean, it just depends. I mean, I have to see how, what the opportunity is. Where is it at?
And when I say coaching, I'm going to speak at the high school level, the local level around here. Let's just say that.
No.
Okay.
That wouldn't change me from helping everybody else. Like, because I help kids now, and I'm an assistant coach at a different school. I have kids from almost a lot of different schools out here that I help develop their game.
Because you're still at James River, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still there.
What happened? Well, wasn't you supposed to be at Trinity one time last year?
I was.
Okay. What happened with that?
A lot of things changed. I mean, I have a family, so just the time and the different stuff that I had to do, and like being able to, the timing of being there, and being, doing other stuff, just didn't fit at the time. So General was a good fit for me to stay. I have a great support system there. Great young coach there too, where he's very passionate about the kids and worrying about building trust with them first before he asks them to do any type of play ever. So things that I definitely believe in, because as a player, you have to be able to trust your coach before you ask myself or anybody else to do anything else. And I think that's really, really important for players to know and for coaches to know, because you can tell anybody to do this, but these kids now, like, why should I do that? Everybody has their system and how they're going to do things. I understand that, and you have to respect that. But being where I'm at and being behind that coach, what he believes in 100%, I'm behind.
I think with the position where you at, and this is me looking from the outside in, you seem very comfortable to be able to be in the position that you're in, where you can kind of balance that, where you can kind of move where you move. And I'm saying, like, I see you on assistant coach. I see you at Team Richmond, over there with Dale Harris. Shout out to Dale. I see you at River, and then I see you doing your thing. And I was just like, man, he just has that balance. Yeah. And it just looks like it is very, very comfortable for you to be able to move like that. That's why I wanted to ask you if a head coaching job came up, would you take it? So that's why I kind of threw that question at you.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like I said before, it has to make sense.
Okay.
And I'm just not going to jump on something just to jump. Sit back and really evaluate and just look at it and see what works and what doesn't work.
What do you think about the local coaching in our area today? What do you think, how do you feel about it?
I think there are some good coaches out here. And I think they put in because it's different. These coaches, they have families. They work in a school. And they're doing the best they can with the kids they have at their school. So you can't really ask for too much of them. They're doing the best they can, literally. So whatever coach, doing what they're doing, I respect that.
Question. Would you rather coach, what do you enjoy coaching more, high school or AAU? And and which one you pick, explain why. Which one? I can give you my opinion what I see, but I want to know personally.
I I had success on high school, still do. AAU too. I think AAU is different because it's the best of the best.
Right.
So you're able to see the best of everybody in their different states and coach against that and see what's out there. That's one reason why I enjoy coaching AAU, because number one, I can see a kid who's top in their class, and the kids I help develop, I can see what this kid is doing and seeing why he's top, and I can bring that to the same kid that I work with and be like, look, this is why. It may be the kid's motive, it may be the way he approached the game. It may be, all right, he's consistent in shooting. Like, it's so many things that I take and I break it down. It's not just the coaching aspect. I take it into my skill development aspect too, because I like seeing who can do what, and then I have a top player coming up, and I want to bring that to them too, or get them into that same conversation as the other kid is. So that's why I've been able to do that AAU for so long, because it really helps me see what's out there, not just in the area. I can see worldwide, like, what's out there.
A lot of the athletes, the young athletes around here locally, they respect you, man. They feel more comfortable with you.
Right.
It's like they say, like, that you point out the things. It's like it's not more of a coach, it's more like a brother.
Yeah.
Like big brother type of thing.
Yeah, I respect that. And I appreciate that, because that's the whole point of me doing what I do. Like, I really love what I do. Like, there's no question about it. And the reason why I'm so passionate about what I'm doing is because I have been in their shoes, like every single one of them. And I'm talking about from the first guy starting to the last guy on the bench. And people don't know this, like I tell them now, but when I was in college, I came in and I had to play against two people. You know, I was in a position, they put me at 2 and 3. And I had to work my way up. End up starting later on, conference play. Then my coach took me to start lineup, right? It was on and off for me in my career and in college. And I remember it was I was the leading scorer my junior year in college at my school.
Okay.
No, second leading scorer, because the guy that Scott Eatherton was in front of me, he transferred out going in our senior year.
Okay.
I got hurt, and I messed up my groin really bad. Not knowing how bad it was at that time, but it was pretty bad. I didn't play. We had a coaching change. I didn't play the first 9 games, and I was the one coming back from leading the team in scoring. I didn't play, so I went from starting to last on the bench to being a scout team. And during that time, I remember literally mentally it was battling with me, like being hurt, not starting anymore. I remember I tried to transfer out in the mid-season. I remember this, yeah, and that didn't happen. My brother's talked to me for a while. My older brother wasn't for a lot of advice, and it's like, nah, bro, you're not gonna quit. Like, you're not gonna do that. Coach Eric called me, told me, nah, you're not gonna give up. Like, you can keep going. And I remember I ended up being on scout team and making it fun. And I worked my way back up. I remember not playing a game. I remember my mom coming to a game at American University, and I didn't play 1 minute.
Wow.
And I remember seeing her in my mom's face, and it like, and that like kept me going, right? I used to sit at the end of the bench, literally, and I worked my way back up. Probably we played St. Francis, New York. Somehow during a shoot around, our underclassmen couldn't get like how to guard their personnel, and I kept, showing how to do it. My coach ended up starting me that day. Ever since then I started, but it's crazy because that couple weeks later we had senior week, and I think out of 2 games I missed like 6 shots, and like I had like 7 boards. It was like a crazy stat line where I got player of the week.
Okay.
So the whole time I played a little bit coming off injury, but like that kind of taught me at that point, like, I fought for that. Like I really earned that. And when I earned it, it meant a lot to me because at the time I didn't understand why I went through what I went through.
Okay.
So after that, you know, my career, you know, went where it went, and that's why I'm able to connect the kids the way I connected them. Because that's why I sit in the bench. People look at me coaching games. If y'all notice where I sit at,
Yeah.
I sit at the end.
Right.
But I sit at the end because it reminds me how I felt when I wasn't playing.
Okay.
It reminds me to give them everything I had when I coach them or whatever it is, because I don't ever want to hold back any knowledge or honesty that I can give them at that moment. Because they may come at the end of the bench and be down on themselves.
Right.
Now I'm not gonna let you pick your head up. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not, like, you may be arguing with the coach, like, bro, you can't talk to him like that. Like, understand what you're looking at. It may be something so small, something slight that can make your game take that step. So I take pride in that. Everything I have done is for a reason. And I didn't realize that until later on, coaching and helping these kids, and just realizing that I went through what I went through for a reason. And that's why I connect to the kids out here, because they're not really, I'm not saying they don't, but somebody's not being honest with them at times. And I want to take it personal to be telling the truth. Like, yeah, everybody's not a Division I player, but if you get an opportunity to go to college, take the opportunity, because a lot of kids don't get that. So I want to be able to share that with them. Even if you're not going to college, I'm still want to help you prepare for the rest of your life. I'm learning a lot along the way. But if I can help you like somebody helped me, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
This is the thing. I've talked to so many parents and players, man. You know, and you know, man, you know, Troy Thomas, you know, that's our guy.
Yeah.
You know, love T, shout out to T, man. And, you know, and he talked about how DeAndre, you know, always just love you. And I've seen just your relationship that you develop with so many people, man. Yeah. And is it hard to have that conversation with a parent when, I guess, because everybody come to you, I know you get this. Man, my kid D1. I want my kid to go D1. You know, I'm sure you get that all the time. How difficult it is to have that conversation to tell these parents that their kid is not a D1 or D2 level player.
Something that Coach Harris taught me. You are a Division III player until proven otherwise. So when a parent talks to me about their kid, obviously they feel like their kid is going to Division I. But do you know how true it is? How hard it is to get to Division I?
Right.
Like,
I don't personally.
Like, for me, I'll say I did everything I could out here. Right? I could have did my grades a little better. They weren't bad, but they weren't to up the par how they should have been. So I took a different route. I went to Fort Union Military Academy.
Okay.
A lot of guys can't take that route.
Talk about that experience there, because a lot of people don't like the
Fort
military
Union?
thing. Oh yeah, people don't like it. Because they feel like they have to, one, put on a uniform. Yeah. They may have to shave, and it's more discipline. That's about all you know from the outside.
All right, so going to Fort Union Military, it's definitely different. It's worth it. I would say going there was a shock to me, because it's tradition throughout the years, the culture.
Okay.
Like, you're not gonna break that. Coach Ervin made sure that everything guys went through before I got there, we can all have stories. It's a brotherhood. We all have stories, the same exact stories of how things went.
A lot of great players went through that program.
Exactly. So, you know, just waking up at 6, go to breakfast, come back, make your bed, go to class from 8 to 2, have a break between like 10 at the time. Maybe have parade practice around like 2 to 3. practice from 3 to 5. Get out at 5, go eat, come back, get a workout in right quick, shower again, go to CQ. That was from like 7:30 to 9:30. Lights out at 10. So, yeah. So when I went, we had to wear like these little shorts, like these cross country jerseys, type. These cut socks and a jock strap. I'm like, bro. When I had to see that, I'm like, what is this? That's the most embarrassing thing ever. But I mean, it is what it is. That time, seeing coaches in there every night, you know, on top of that, seeing coaches at the nighttime practice, that was our second practice. We had practice, go eat, and come back and have the same exact practice we just had at 3 o'clock. Running running a crossroad. That's 3.2 miles. We had to get that under a certain time frame to keep improving every up hills, down hills, through the woods. Chasing my coach in a truck. He'd stop it, go. Like, it's a different lifestyle. And when I went there my first year, I did pretty good. I qualified late, and I could have went to school, but my coach brought me back. So I did 2 years, and 2 years I became a captain. So out of a barracks, I'll say the barracks, your company.
Okay.
So I was in charge at that time. When they combined 2 companies, I was in charge of 108 kids. So I was the main person on top of my lieutenants, on top of everybody. What I tell the lieutenants, they had to relay to their floor. We had 3 floors, so they had to run their own floor.
Okay.
And yeah, so that taught me leadership for real. And on top of leading our prep school team, our PG team, I was the captain of that too.
Okay.
So, you know, I was the first postgraduate, like, who could be a captain. I was an officer. So I was an officer for our company. I was the first postgraduate to do that. And so that taught me a lot. You know, Fort Union is definitely different.
And you spent 2 years out there in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, it was a sacrifice. It was something I knew I wanted to go play Division I basketball. But it taught me a lot of stuff. It taught me just to sit back, to read. I learned a lot. Just sitting back and just having time to reflect on myself and away from distractions. And it helped me along the way through my career, through life.
But see, that's the thing, Scoop. This is why I say you're so interesting. Your background is so interesting. You played, you know, AAA basketball around here in Manchester. You went to Fort Union. I didn't know you went for 2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
Then you played Division I basketball in St. Francis. You can kind of tell the athlete round that's gone through the same thing. Hey, I did this, I did this, I did this. Everybody's path is different.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why you're so relatable to some of these players, because you can say, hey, well, I played against this competition and I did this, I did this, I had my highs, I had my lows. And then, which everybody don't talk about.
Yeah.
People don't talk about the thing. All you hear about is the successes of everybody and what they did, but you don't hear about the story and the grind all the way through. And going to a place like Fort Union, which is, you're still in Virginia, so you're still close to home, but you're in the middle of nowhere, and then you had to adjust going from, you know, a civilian, you know, regular lifestyle to a military background.
Right.
Everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
That's hard. I mean, you know, I like the military. That's a disciplinarian thing. I don't even know. Like I said, I don't like nothing about the military. That thing. You know, I guess it's. I don't know. It's just, for me, everybody can't do it. And for you to be able to persevere, to be able to go there, and you can talk to each of these parents and tell them, say, look, I did this, I did this, did this. I think that speaks volumes. And I don't think you get enough credit for that.
I mean, I to be honest, I don't look for the credit of it. I just feel like I went through what I went through for a reason. So that's why when I talk to anybody, I can, I hit different stuff in life, with my career, and I'm able to talk to them and tell them, like, yo, it's gonna be all right. Just keep pushing. Like, it seems so cliche, like, don't quit. But that's really the simplest thing. Really means a lot. Like, bro, just don't quit. But why would you came this far to go do something? I asked a kid the other day, literally. I was like, yo, if a military school offer you go Division I, would you go? He was like, nah. I said, you don't want to go Division I for real.
That's my point.
Because it doesn't matter what Division I comes at you, right? It's the right fit that gives you an opportunity to go play and go to the next level. Because if you're not gonna do it, I guarantee another kid who's busting his butt, they gonna want to go.
Right.
That's what it is. I don't know.
But you know how it is, man. We're in the social media age. Everybody wants to go to that trainer or to that coach, which fancy, or which doing with the names they working with. But for somebody with your resume that actually been there and done that went through the struggles, the ups, the downs, the valleys, the peaks and lows, wouldn't you would think that you want to have a conversation with somebody like that? And I understand that as a young man, we're immature when it comes to 17 to 18. So a lot of times nowadays, you have more parent involvement now than you did when we were coming up. I mean, you're younger than me.
Yeah.
I know when I was coming up, there was no parent involvement. At least when you was coming up through the early 2000s, like towards the end, that's when you start to kind of see the shift a little bit. But like nowadays, man, people don't want to hear that.
I feel like, people gonna go who they want to go to.
True.
Day. And I've been fortunate to help a lot of kids that came my way. I mean, it speaks for itself. And if you talk to them, they'll tell you, literally, that to me, it's bigger than basketball. It ain't about you coming in, training, and thanks for the money and go on. Nah, it's about life. Each and every one of them call my phone right now and tell me. They know this. You can put them on here yourself. They'll tell you the same exact thing.
Oh, I listen. I know. I've seen you, and like I said, I name drop. I've seen you work with Buckingham, DeMonte. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
DeAndre Thomas.
Yeah.
I've seen you work with what's the guy's name? Oh my God, I'm losing my brain. That's why I said I didn't want to go ahead and say that I was going to do that.
Joe Bamacil.
Robbie
Barron.
Robbie.
Tamon Jones.
Yup, Tamon.
Wingfield.
Zai Wingfield.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about it. You have a balance. You don't just have big names. You have, your names are just, no matter who it is, it's across the board, whether they D1, D2, D3.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because all my guys,
they come back and say, Scoop, help me, man.
Like, but it's a family. I've been fortunate to work with pro guys like a Reggie Williams, Tyrese Rice, J3, Jamar Abrams, Aaron Mitchell, Jamar Schuler, Bradford Burgess.
Shout out to all those guys, man.
All those guys, man. Just even more pro guys that I work with, but they're able to come in a workout, and I have college guys there like Caleb Kinney,
remember him,
James Taylor that plays at Mercy College now, Zakari McQueen. The time I have somebody else in there at the time. Just Donnie Richardson alone by himself with those guys. Robbie Barron, all those guys that could be in the gym, right? I'll give an example like they're in the gym. But those pro guys could have just finished their workout. They're seeing those guys work out, but they're giving them pointers, right? And I have a high school kid in there somewhere where those college guys give him pointers. And the high school guy can work out, he'll have some middle school guys in there, he'll give him pointers, right? But then on the elementary and middle school level, I'm teaching them how to be more vocal, help the younger guys, because somebody's watching.
Always.
Right? So I've been fortunate to have a pyramid from elementary all the way to pro. So that was the whole point when I, with School Hoops, was to bring that type of family along the way, because I may be able to tell you everything I'm supposed to tell you, right? But that player that's in there, they're able to tell you something, the same thing I'm telling you, but it could be a whole different way, right? And that's the beauty of it. You know, some kids, I had kids working out in the summertime. Tyrese working out for the TBT at the time. And they was working out. They were like, yo, coach, who was that? And I told them who it was. And they're like, what? I said, look him up. They seen all his information. But it's a surprise to them that he's in the gym. Where they feel like they can't ever see a person like that. Right? So I make it accessible for them to be able to see these guys. Right? Do your homework. You know what I'm saying? Like, do your homework, but these guys give you pointers because what they've done. So they're able to help you and give you more knowledge. So I mean, that's the whole point of how I do things and why I do things.
Yeah, the respect that you have from your peers, like I said, the people that you named, Tyrese Rice and Jamar and all those guys still come back home and they work out with you and everything like that, man. How does it make you feel to be respected by your peers in that way?
Grateful. Like, it's just something that these guys are making, whatever they're making, right? But they know when they come to me that I'm gonna be honest with them. I don't care how much money you make, what you doing. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And I understand you're trying to prolong your career, and to know that they come back home and just listen to me and listen to the pointers I have for them makes a difference for me. Because I really study the game. I do that with my college players. Like, if I have breakdown my college players where I watch their film.
Okay.
I watch all their film. So when they come home, we may talk about, hey, we gotta get better at coming to ball screens, or how you get your feet down, about to shoot the ball to make your shot, be more consistent. Just as simple as catching the ball and seeing the rim. Something so little that can impact your game. Right? Knowing that and doing those things, and my peers are seeing that, sitting back and like, yo, Scoop, like bro, like, you're really doing it. And it makes me feel good because I play with these guys, on a basketball team, or played against them, or they're older than me. I played after them.
Right.
So it's dope. It's really dope on how I do things.
Man, it really is, man, because every time I see you, you have the same demeanor, man. It's not like you not even going out here like selling it or promoting yourself, man. You just, the things that I like about you, that would say they call us like the OGs, man. You just dropping these little jewels and these nuggets to these kids, and I think we need more people like yourself, because for young men to see somebody like yourself to be able not only to be able to tap into touch Tyrese Rice, a professional, and Jamar and those guys like that, and to say, man, and to be respected. They're not coming in there like, okay, well, I can call somebody up, say, I know this person. They're literally coming in working with you, and you're seeing you giving pointers to these guys who are like 10, 12-year professionals.
Right.
Like, that means a lot, man.
Yeah.
And you're not old, you're still young.
Right.
So that's why I said, man, to me, I just don't think, I know you don't like the press like that. I know you don't, but for me, I just like to highlight that, because how I'm big on that, because we always hear about what the names and everybody else is doing. I'm trying to recognize the people who don't get that press.
Yeah.
And I know that you, like you said, you like, nah, man, I just do what I do. I just move how I move. But you work with a lot of people, man. And I know, like I said, I talked to DeAndre and Troy and them, man. They love you, man.
Yeah.
They speak highly of you. It's like sometimes it's like you're like the parent. you like the middle brother. The little brother got a problem with the parents, so you're like the go-between.
Yeah, I try to be the outlet for all my players where, you know, if they can't talk to their parents, they can hit me up, talk to me, especially my older ones.
Mm-hmm.
But like if it's something I need to bring up to the parent, I'm gonna do that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I just try to just be somebody, just an outlet. Not everybody, I've been fortunate to have that.
Mm-hmm.
I've been fortunate to have my older brother though. So a lot of people don't have that, you know, and maybe their relationship with their sibling isn't so tight.
Mm-hmm. It comes full circle.
Yeah, so that's what I believe. I had great people sacrificing their time to do stuff for me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only right that I pay it forward. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do.
How many years has it been now that you've been doing your academy school hoops? What year is this now? You've been doing it for a while.
Like 2015.
Yeah.
2015, 14. Around that time.
It seems like a lot longer though.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does. I mean, I was with Foundation at first. I'm working with them, and then I just broke off and did my own thing.
I wanna get this from you. Public versus private conversation.
Okay.
You have a lot of people don't understand the private school side, and they look at it. Give me your take on the private versus public conversations. Like, how can I say? Would you coach at a private school?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, public and private means coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate to play, private school, PG, and play in public school. So, I mean, the game changed. I feel like a lot of I guess you'd say the better players, because they get recruited. You can recruit in private school. People don't talk about that. Like, I can recruit you to my private school, get you a package deal. You come to my school, now you can play on this level, right? But not every private school is good.
Thank you.
So it's like, you never know. Public schools, they do the same thing. I mean, I feel like.
Thank you.
I mean, but it's also too, you have a different way of approaching things. But I mean, at the end of the day, kids are gonna go where they're getting coached and getting better. So I don't care if you're in a public school, private school. If a coach can impact a kid, go where you want.
So you think that's the reason why that private school gets such a bad rap in this area now?
I don't think because I don't understand that. Private school, I mean, you can play the best. It's like, because those kids that are really good and they kind of outgrew their public school area.
Okay.
And they're not getting competition. They go to the private school because you may have a kid that's from somewhere else that end up going to a different school and they end up playing each other. It's good basketball.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. There's been a lot of conversations, football and basketball lately. A lot of people don't understand both sides of it.
But it's like college. Because think about it. If I'm a kid at my top of my school and I go to a private school, they got the top kid from their school and they come there. It's like college, because we're all the best player on our team, and we're going to the same college, and we're the best of the best of where we came from. What's the difference? Like what's the difference? Some kids like stay public school,
right?
Because what's for you is for you. I mean, I don't care what people can throw at you and this and that, but what's for you is for you, because it's a college coach's job to come find you.
Exactly.
So if you go public, you go private, it doesn't matter. It's what you doing.
They're gonna find you if you're good. You're good, right?
Find you, regardless. Regardless.
What would be? This is a question I want to ask you. Who was the best basketball player that you've seen around in this Richmond area, boys and girls? You gotta pick one.
Well, I've seen the area.
In your time, who's been the best basketball player have you seen that come through this area that you've seen, boys and girls?
I'll say my era because I know I've seen guys before my era.
Yeah, you can say your era.
My era?
Mm-hmm.
Tyrese Rice.
What made Tyrese so much different than everybody else? In your opinion?
See, I grew up with Tyrese, so I was able to see Tyrese and see how far he took this sport.
Mm-hmm.
I think his work ethic, like, dude never sleep. Like he never used to sleep. Like, always working out. Yeah.
I remember I read in the paper, Time Dispatch did an article on him his senior year, and I remember reading that they said that he used to have to argue with the coach at Bird to get keys to the gym to work out.
But Coach Cave, rest in peace, Coach Cave. But like he was the reason why a lot of guys were able to get in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing guys do what he did like that makes me do the same thing. Is because you want guys to get the best of the best to come in the gym and play pickup, right? The more basketball they're playing, the better the IQ get, not just being unskilled. Like development the whole time. You gotta play. I feel like that's one thing guys get away from is playing. I remember Tyrese calling me. It's like, yo, come to Bird at such time. I remember walking down the hallway. It's a weight room right there. Tyrese lifting weights before he come play pickup, right? Back when we played, we call them 4 hot. I don't know what they do now, but you get 4 games. You win your 4 games, you can lead the gym.
Okay.
If I win 4 games, I can lead the gym. I ain't got to keep playing no more.
Right.
I want my 4 games. I'm out there for the rest of the day. So I've seen guys compete. I've seen the best of the best get trashed in the gym, right?
Okay.
But when everybody had their success and see them in the paper and seeing the things they had, that started behind closed doors when you was in the gym. You can't run from competition. Like you could not run. People going to challenge you. So seeing that, you know, I legit remember seeing him. I'll say I remember seeing Tyree Evans, those guys, because they were older than me. So able to see that. I remember seeing those guys in the paper, Reggie Williams.
Yep.
Like seeing those guys, because that question kind of hard to answer. It wasn't just Tyrese, there's a lot of other guys too.
Yeah, it's just, yeah.
Because like being able to see the way a Reggie works, right? And I was able to work with him, helping him get back to the league. Like seeing the things you feel like is crazy when it's just normal to him.
Okay.
Like riding a bike. He used to live downtown. We used to work at U of R. He would ride his bike, right? Ride his bike with a weight vest on.
And who was this?
Reggie Williams.
Reggie Williams.
With weight vest on, with the weighted tights.
Okay.
And ride 10 miles to U of R. We'll work out on the court, run the stairs together. With weights.
What?
And then he'll put the same vest on, same tights on, and ride back to where he lived at 10 miles later. So he rode 20 miles on top of working out, doing all the stuff he did to get back, or just like the normal stuff.
Are you serious?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's things I've seen. I'm like, yeah, that don't make no sense. Like a lot of guys. I use Tyrese for example. I can be like, yo, make this drill, blah blah blah. You gotta make 5 row to count as 1.
Okay.
He may be stuck on it, like he'll make it 2.
Wow.
And he's like, all right, forget that. He'll legit go straight until he get 5 in a row. He'll stick to it. It don't matter how long it takes.
Man, yeah, I want to say.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, that shows you the mindset of doing it correct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Holding yourself to be disciplined to do something. And that's what I take from those pro guys. Every single one of those pro guys do something different that kind of like...
They set themselves apart from...
Yeah.
and you see why they continue to get what they get
sure.
and grind as long as they grind.
Yeah, and when they get mad, it's for a reason, because they have to standard themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But getting off that, now you said the best girl in the area.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't have one, just give me a couple.
I said Jasmine Young. She get to
Jazz
it.
was different.
She should get to it. Let's see what else.
What you and I know you can get somebody else. What did you like about Jasmine the most? That kind of set her
She
apart
had
from
that
everybody
dog.
else.
Like,
Yes.
she had that dog to her, and I remember like seeing her play in high school. And I was young. I think I was in middle school this time. But because I was able to run into all of them, because we always go to the gym and just play, we just run into each other, and then you playing on 4-on-4 is your best four. Somebody else from a different high school got their four, and then you just going at it. So I was able to see that dog, see her playing against guys all the time, and she was different. She was definitely different.
Yeah, she was. She just, man, somebody so small, but she had so much heart, man.
Nah, she definitely got it done.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Girl was.
Who else you was gonna name? Oh, you had in mind.
In my era, Lindsay Biggs.
Manchester. I was waiting to see if you was gonna get a fellow Lancer on there.
Yeah, she went to Tech. She was nice. Like
She used to put in work, man.
Oh yeah.
She used to put in work.
Yeah. So
shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Jazz, man.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what the biggest district used to get busy, man.
Yeah. But that's saying though, like being a young hooper, those hoopers that were in front of you, seeing the all metros, wanting to be in that paper, set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my goal. I see those guys in all metro. Being a first team or second team all metro meant a lot.
Yes.
And being able to accomplish that, being able to be like, I didn't even know this was a big thing. A McDonald's All-American nominee, like I didn't know that was a big thing.
Really?
Yeah, I had no idea. Like, not just the top 24, but them notice you worldwide.
But worldwide, right.
Other people that's not top 24, they getting the recognition. Like,
right.
I received that when I was.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I received that when I was in high school, and I didn't understand the magnitude of it until I got the letter. I still have my parents have it framed somewhere.
Yeah, you get recognized that, man. That's huge.
So I wasn't top 24, but I was after those people.
Right, but still, the fact that you got recognized for that, man, you come on, bro.
Yeah, so there's a lot of. I accomplished a lot, but knowing, I ain't understanding the magnitude of that.
Man, you ain't. Errol G used to put it. Man, listen, man. See, a lot of people, man, they don't understand, and that's why I guess for me, coming from the city, I just always to pick up the paper. I was intrigued what everybody else did in the era, even though I didn't play. Mm-hmm. I played on the playground. I didn't make it past that, but I watched you guys and everybody, and this will make me do what I do now. Yeah. Because I get an opportunity to talk to people who I watch so much.
Right.
And y'all used to put up some numbers, man. It was just like, the thing about it is just like, it was like McGeechin and G, like Ervin and G. It's just like, man, y'all used to just put in work, man. And I just think that in some cases, when I tell people, I can relate and go back to these people saying, hey, well, who was they? They from Manchester. Mm-hmm. They did this, they did that. But you guys used to put in some work, man.
Nah, yeah,
did.
They called us Smith and Wesson. Now I remember seeing that in the paper. We did put up numbers. We did.
Yeah,
we have no regrets for what we did because we did everything we could in high school. On top of what we had, we did everything we could. I don't care, you from the county.
Y'all put in some work.
County, city. We laid the whole region. That's when it like the whole region is scoring. I don't care where you play that. And,
y'all was,
but our class was crazy. Like our 07 class was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And Brandon Rosell, I think he got state player of the year.
Yeah, player of the year.
Yeah. So and we was on the same AU team. Mm-hmm. So our class was crazy. Holland Springs, they had a mob. Mm-hmm. I mean, they had their balance scoring because they had everybody in their team played a part.
Yeah.
I think even just Clover Hill, Cosby this time.
Yeah,
They didn't have
Cosby.
Division 3 players. Like they had players that could hoop. Ben Jesse that was younger
Yeah,
than
Ben
us.
Jesse had
Scooter
Darian
Rankin.
Brothers.
Scooter Rankin.
Scooter Rankin. I remember him.
Darian Brothers. Man, what? Had a Chris Washington that came out my year.
Yeah.
Man, it was somebody
that had some people too. I'm trying to remember who you that.
Mikey Hill. I think it's Mikey Hill. Mikey Hill.
Okay, what is that?
David Brown.
Yeah, Dave Brown. What was the other guy?
Red Grant. He was a big man for them.
Yeah.
Big
It was somebody else I missed it. I can't think of it. But
Yeah.
that first name you said, I can't think of his name. Yeah.
Exum.
Yeah, Exum.
They played. Like, we lost in the championship our senior year. And Jordan Brown came out of Bird.
Yeah.
Man, like, it was somebody on each team. Like, everybody had somebody that can give you buckets or compete. Like, people forget that the county got some hoopers. Like, that's the thing. That's what they forget. Like, like hands down. I don't care what nobody talk about.
No, Dominion was strong boys and girls back then, man.
Yeah, the main district was one of the top districts. So, you know, people talk about that now and feel like, oh, well, you played over here, like, what that matter? Like, I could play over here, but I still got those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't erase it. Averaging more than a dub plus.
No,
You can't
man.
erase that. You can't. I don't care where you at.
When I picked up that paper, y'all name was at the top. And I was like, man, I said, these dudes, I said, let me go into this game and check these guys out. Because for me, I'm from the city. And even though I'm living down here, Manchester was just far.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So I was like, we catch him at a whiff game or you in that game.
Which is fine. But
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Like, people understand where it was different because from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you've seen our names.
Yeah, every day. I mean, what was it, 2-3 times in a week in that paper? Y'all name was in there.
Yeah, but, you know, basketball was different then.
Mm-hmm.
Great competition on both sides. And it's just different.
Man, I'll tell you, Scoop, man, you doing some amazing things, man. I mean, you know, back then, like I said, you could just can relate. And I just, to see, for me, I'm going to tell you that, I'm not going to say, let me not just be transparent. I'm not going to say I envy that, but I respect that, man, because for me, the respect that you have from your peers and the people around you, I wish I could have that. And I guess for me, you just a genuine dude. And I'm not saying that I'm not.
Right.
But I'm just being honest with you, man. Every time I see you, man, you just I don't know, man. I just wanted to tell you that. Because of just I've never heard one person said anything bad about you at all.
Yeah.
At all. Not one kid, not one parent, not one coach. None of that, man. And I'ma just, go ahead and just say, man, shout out to your brother and your parents, man, because that comes from the upbringing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they will see this, man, but shout out to y'all because you doing your thing, man, and your path is just so different. I had no idea that you just walked away from that. I know you went to St. Francis. I know that, but I didn't know the part afterwards, and I didn't know what really made you start Scoop Hoops and everything like that. So to walk away from everything like that with those opportunities to still remain here, man, you blessed, bro.
Yeah.
You blessed.
I don't think it's just, walking away, like I said.
But people, Scoop, they don't do that, Scoop. You know that.
It is what it is. You can't always chase it. It's when you find that purpose and you find something that you really love to do, it doesn't feel like you walking away because I'm still involved in the game.
Right.
So I'm just not physically playing every day. I'm still studying. I'm still have to show how to do something. I can't just tell a kid to do something and not tell them the why behind it. I still have to stay in shape to do so, but I'm just not with a ref or somebody blowing a whistle to me get up and down, maybe for fun. But I know me. If I played again, I would have that itch not to chase it, to keep playing, but like I just know my competitive nature and just.
You don't miss it at all? Like, do you ever play pickup? Like,
truth be told, only time I play against some of my high school players when they keep thinking they can beat me 1-on-1.
And you have to show them.
Oh yeah. Then I'll play on my high school team when I gotta jump in drills, do stuff like give them like realistic looks. Other than that, I don't really have time. Like, my father first, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm away from basketball, I'm with my family, so I ain't gotta, once I put the basketball on, I'm out, you know?
Do you, and we're gonna wrap this up shortly. I want to ask you, do you? I know that you trained Verona, help train some of their players or teams. You now that do individual, you do like teams as well.
Yeah, I do individuals. I do groups. I do team workouts. When we come to a team, help them out. You know, do some drills, give them some insight on some stuff. Like I do that as well. So I just don't stick to just one-on-ones. I stick to groups and of all ages, and high school and teams, middle school, high school. It can be associations, whatever people need my insight or my help with. I'm willing to come do that for them.
How far do you go, as far as area wise, like throughout the state?
I'm mobile. I go anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, I go anywhere. I make sure I'm available to do so. I just don't focus on just one place. I feel like sometimes people may want me here and I have an opportunity to go do it. It makes sense. Then definitely go do that.
Man, I tell you, you and Luke Mon got that demeanor. Y'all got that calm demeanor, man. Y'all ain't never to this. Y'all just kind of just like that. Y'all just, I don't know, man. What y'all be practicing, man? What y'all be drinking? Like some tea or something like that? Some of that calming tea?
God, just enjoying the journey, enjoying the opportunity to help others. For real. That's the calm. That's the peace. Yeah, you have your days of maybe upset, maybe up, you know what I mean? But I get an opportunity to help others. So I can't really, what should I be mad about? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody gets the opportunity. People believe in you to help their child grow or their career grow. Like, that's a blessing in itself.
You're right about that, bro. I mean, I'm amazed because I don't know too much about you other than me passing and seeing you out and stuff like this, man. To get a little bit more in depth and detail, and I'm pretty sure it's some stuff that we hadn't covered. But just to get the gist of what I do know, which you shared with me today, man, it's huge, man. I just you opened up some lights for me because I was like, wow, I didn't know he did this. Like, you went through this. Like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was just, other than what, me and, Troy talk about, because we talk a lot. And he just say, man, no, scoop, like he's really, really, he really respects you, man. So shout out to Troy Thomas, man, DeAndre.
Great family right there.
Yeah, man, good peoples. Can you, why don't you shout out, can you tell people how to get in touch with you as far as like your business and everything, stuff like that, so people listening, they can know how to get in touch with you?
I mean, they get in touch with me through my Instagram, School Hoops, my Twitter, same thing. For the older generation, you can reach through Facebook. But pretty much everything you need, shoot me a DM, I'll get back to you. And then from there, we'll just move forward from there.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, we got one of the most respected young men that's in our area, in the Richmond area, and probably throughout the state. Mr. Anthony Scoop Ervin, man. Scoop, man, I appreciate you coming on today, man. I'm pretty sure some questions I probably left off, man, but I think I went down my list personally. But like I said, man, you always have an opportunity to come on this show. You inspired me. We were supposed to do something too, man. We were supposed to put that thing together with Brandon Roselle there, man. Yeah, because I used to listen to y'all on Spotify, man.
Yeah, when everybody come back, we can definitely sit down, come back here and talk about whatever. I'm sure them guys will enjoy it.
You and Jamal gonna do y'all podcast again?
Man, I don't know, man. it's up to him.
Come on, man. Y'all had a good thing going on, man. Y'all was rolling, man.
We were. We really enjoyed it. I felt like it was something that people wanted to hear. They really enjoyed it, giving feedback, man. It was really great to hear.
Yeah, I used to check y'all out, man. You know, I called you that day. I'm like, hey, man, what the world Brady talk about, man? Me and Brady talk about that all the time.
Great dude, man.
Yeah, great people, man.
Yeah.
But no, man, everybody, man, you got Scoop, man. If y'all got kids or your school or whatever, man, y'all need trainers. He's one of the best that's in our area that we got right here. I wouldn't have him on here if he didn't. Not just like anybody else, but just, you know, a personal of this man, you know, magnitude, man. Y'all want to check him out, man. Y'all see some of his reels. He got some great reels on Instagram, you know, on social media platform. Check him out, Scoop Hoops. This is Larry. I thank everybody for coming on, watching BallinVA, because I hear all the time, man, who you gonna have this week? Who you gonna have this week? I listen to it to hear everybody's stories, man. I want y'all to still continue to like and subscribe, and I appreciate all of you guys, man, for looking out, because I didn't think this thing was gonna take off, but he's one of the guys right here. He was doing it before I was doing it, so he inspired me, whether he know it or not. I was on Zoom, and he was already ahead of the game on Spotify, so if y'all haven't, check him out, man, and we out.
Appreciate y'all watching the episode again today, y'all. You know, go over, make sure that y'all check out my man, Stockel.com for any of your home buying needs. Appreciate it. Thanks again.